In today's video, we're recapping The Strangers Chapter 1, where a young couple's car breaks down in a remote town, forcing them to spend the night in a cabin. They are then terrorized by three masked strangers with no apparent motive. Before we get started, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. The movie opens with a tense scene as Jeff Morrell desperately runs through a dark and foreboding forest, trying to escape a group of menacing figures. Despite his efforts, he's ultimately caught by a mysterious, masked man wielding an axe. Interspersed with this chilling narrative is a shocking statistic. The FBI reports that nearly 1.4 million violent crimes take place in America each year. This story unfolds as a harrowing portrayal of one of the most brutal crimes, while Maya and Ryan are chatting excitedly about their upcoming 5th anniversary trip. Their enthusiasm takes over, and they suddenly lean in for a kiss while Ryan is at the wheel. The unexpected distraction startles Ryan, causing him to freak out, nearly leading to an accident. The adrenaline rush triggers Ryan's panic, and he struggles to catch his breath. He was reaching for his inhaler to manage his breathing difficulties. After driving for some time, they parked their car in front of a diner because they were starving. As they were walking in, they noticed two men staring at them. Once inside, all the other persons in the diner looked at them oddly. After they found a table, they placed their orders with the diner waitress, Shelley. While they were chatting, another couple, Eden and Neil, overheard that it was their anniversary too. It turned out that both couples had their anniversaries on the same day. Eden and Neil had been married for 2 years, while Maya and Ryan had been together for 5 years. As the couple finishes their meal and walks towards the counter to pay, Maya's gaze lands on a poster pinned to the wall. The poster displays the image of a missing person, the same person we had seen at the movie's beginning, where the creepy strangers had killed him. While starting their journey, Ryan realizes that his car isn't starting. Suddenly, a man named Rudy appears and asks them if they're having car problems. Rudy checks it in his nearby garage and tells them that their car's alternator is broken and they need a new one. However, changing the parts will take some time, so they need to spend the night here. He informs them about a nearby Airbnb where they can spend the night. Upon arrival at the Airbnb, they were pleasantly surprised by the accommodations. However, they discovered that the fridge was not functioning properly. Maya contacted the owner using the provided number to address the issue. Because of the quiet and romantic atmosphere, they began to get intimate. Suddenly, there was a knock on their door. When they opened it, a figure lurking in the shadows asked for Tamara. This person had a strange vibe. They informed the stranger that they had the wrong house, but the girl remained standing a short distance away from the house. As they were enjoying a pleasant moment, Ryan found himself in need of his inhaler once again. Unfortunately, he had left it in their car, which was parked in the garage at that moment. As a solution, Ryan decided to borrow the owner's motorcycle to swiftly ride into town, retrieve the inhaler from the car, and return as quickly as possible. While Ryan left, Maya chatted with her friends over a video call. Suddenly, she heard someone else knocking at the door, but it wasn't Ryan. She felt scared and looked through the peephole but found no one outside. The person at the door asked for Tamara again, but Maya insisted that no one by that name was present. The strange girl continued to knock on the door, her voice repeating the same question over and over. The most unsettling part was that someone, unknown to Maya, was also present in the house. She heard the sound of someone singing a lullaby, and it sent shivers down her spine. In a state of fear, she urgently left a voicemail for Ryan, requesting him to return home as soon as possible. In the meantime, Ryan goes to Rudy's garage to get his inhaler. Rudy tries to get him to think of him as a car thief. In this scene, we see Maya sitting at the piano, her fingers going through the keys as she tries to distract herself from the bewildering situation she's found herself in. Unbeknownst to her, a masked man is quietly sitting behind her, listening to her music. Meanwhile, Ryan leaves to fetch some food for Maya and himself before returning home. In this old house, Maya stood underneath the steaming hot water, trying to relax while taking a shower. Unbeknownst to her, a masked man stared just beside her, fixated on her every move. Suddenly, the lights went out completely. Panicking, Maya fumbled in the darkness, searching for the fuse box. To her horror, she came face to face with the doll-face eyes staring back at her. Overcome with fear, Maya fled and concealed herself in a room. She heard chilling footsteps coming closer to her. As the door opens, Maya sees that it's Ryan. She tells him everything in a terrified voice. Both of them come out of the room. The electricity finally comes back on. Ryan tries to comfort her by suggesting that she may have hallucinated because she had taken a joint earlier. Out of nowhere, that same weird girl knocked on their door once more. When Ryan answered the door, he saw that she was standing a little distance from their house. Angrily, Ryan followed her to confront her, but strangely, she quickly fled from the scene. As they sat down to eat their cheeseburgers, suddenly they noticed blood dripping onto their food from above. When they looked up, they were horrified to see a dead chicken hanging over their heads. This caused them to freak out. Fearing for their lives, they frantically dashed to secure every door and window in the house. Maya narrowly avoided a deadly encounter as an axe pierced through the door wielded by a masked man. Seeking refuge, they hurriedly fled and locked themselves in a room. The mysterious masked man enters the house, forcefully breaking down the door with an ominous axe in hand. The doll face and the pinup girl also appear within the confines of the home. Maya and Ryan were startled to see "Hello" written repeatedly on the door. The masked man had violently broken down the door to the room where they were hiding. However, to their relief, after glancing at them for a moment, he left without causing them any harm. There were no more sounds to be heard, so they decided to leave on the motorcycle. Ryan discovered that his phone was broken, while Maya realized that her phone was missing. As they neared the motorcycle, it suddenly burst into flames. They were shocked to see the masked man reappear before them. As they hurriedly entered the home, Maya discovered that the house had a crawl space. While crawling inside, a rat was on Ryan's body, and then a pin got inside Maya's hand. Despite being in pain, she couldn't scream because they would hear them. They finally come outside, but while running from there, Ryan falls down, and his inhaler also falls down. As he didn't see it, he goes from there without taking it. They go inside a cabin. It is dark, but when they light a fire, the pinup girl shows up just behind them. They get some tools to fight against them without noticing her. Ryan went to look through the door while Maya looked through the window. Suddenly, a pinup girl appeared in front of Maya, which terrified her. Simultaneously, a masked man tried to attack her from behind. Ryan reacted quickly and shot at the masked man, causing him to leave Maya alone. Maya and Ryan frantically escaped from the cabin as the masked figures chased them before. Ryan grabbed a rifle and they both went outside to confront the intruders. As they neared the house, a man suddenly appeared, and Ryan, thinking he was one of the intruders, shot and killed him. Tragically, it turned out that the man was actually the owner of the house, and they had unintentionally taken the life of an innocent person. They managed to take the owner's car, but as they tried to leave, the doll face and pinup girl appeared and broke one of their windows. Despite this, they still tried to drive away. Suddenly, the masked man arrived in another car and repeatedly rammed their vehicle, preventing them from leaving. Maya managed to get out of the car, but Ryan couldn't as his leg was stuck. Maya had to leave him behind. As the figure in the mask steadily made his way towards the front of the vehicle, Ryan aimed and fired at him through the windshield. Meanwhile, Ryan freed his leg and allowed him to make a quick escape. Maya ran away and hid under some fallen leaves in the middle of the woods. The doll-faced figure came searching for her, but left when she couldn't find Maya. Maya got the owner's phone and attempted to contact 911. Despite her best efforts to provide her location and explain her situation, the lousy network caused communication issues and disconnected the call. When she moved her head, she found a lifeless skeleton, Jeff Morrell, whom we saw at the beginning of the movie. Overwhelmed with shock and fear, she fled the scene, but her fears were far from over. Without warning, the doll face emerged from the shadows, delivering a swift blow that rendered her unconscious. Meanwhile, amidst the dense wood, the masked man and the pinup girl continued their relentless hunt, determined to track them down. On the other hand, Ryan is trying to find Maya while screaming her name. The masked man heard that and was trying to find Ryan. Even though Ryan tried to rest for a bit, he left, knowing the killers could come at any time. In the intense moment, Ryan captures the pinup girl. Instead of killing her, he attempted to ask her questions about Maya. She mocked him, but suddenly, the masked man appeared and punched Ryan, causing him to lose consciousness. Maya and Ryan are both captured. They tied them down with a chair. The masked man, the doll face, and the pinup girl surround them. The pinup girl stabbed Ryan, and the masked man made him fall down. Crying, Maya asked them why they were doing this to them. The pinup girl answered, "Because you're here." The masked man then stabbed Maya with his knife. He also kicked her to the floor, causing her to bleed out. The three killers fled as soon as they heard the sound of the police car. At the conclusion of the movie, Maya is shown in a hospital bed, suggesting that she is the sole survivor. The movie ends by suggesting future chapters, leaving the audience eager for the story to continue.